we are going to summon. So what do we have? First of all, wait, but let's also bring back the LD count. People were asking, is the LD count gone? No, the LD count is not gone. I just did not summon for a while, so therefore the LD count was not on the screen for a while. But we are looking at a, well, I will check how many LDs we have at the end, because at some point we will get a bunch of dupes. But we have 35 in there, we still have 95 in there. We also have this one, yay! Dark Aragon! Instantly. As a golem. This is going to be golem scrolls. Just letting you know, you're gonna get just golems from these scrolls most of the fucking time. Because golem is the full 4-star family. Yeah, let's just get going and see how far we get with getting all of these. Oh yeah, that was the free one. No one cares about the free one. I'm not sure yet if for the LDs if I want to go SP up or not. In the end, half of them are mid, half of them are good. But kind of same for the whole net 5 base. But before we get into the rest of the collab summons, if you want to buy any of the collab packs, I highly recommend to use the sponsor of today's video, the Huawei App Gallery. Currently, they're having a 20% off, and in the current case, that does mean buying packs, getting gems, and trading those gems in for coupons. What do you have to do for that? First of all, follow the steps that are on the screen right now. Another thing to keep in mind that the current campaign is running until the 31st of January. Of course, they're going to be doing a lot more campaigns in the future, but it is highly recommended to claim before the end of the month. Of course, if you have any questions about any campaigns or anything ongoing with the Huawei App Gallery or any kind of shape or way that they make your packs cheaper, join their Discord. Link of them is in the description down below. And I want to thank Huawei App Gallery for making mine and your packs cheaper. So let's go on with the summon. Okay, that's the first. There's a Legolasser on a 4. Did you change your 4-star list? No, I did not. That is a Duperino. But I think I'm also not summoning by this 4-star list thingy. Should I? No, I think I'll give plenty with them on SP up anyways. Doesn't really matter. I got plenty with them on SP up anyways. For other people, maybe if you have some specific 4-stars that you want the dupes for, that you could do that, but Loki, I don't know. Also, I don't really care to give Devilmons to anything. Okay, getting some more Legolasses. I'm sitting on like 150 Devilmons or something right now. So far, 1 net 5. 2 net 5s. The Aragon on fire. The counter-attack hug defend 1. Fire Gandalf or Fire Aragon in Blessing? I would say Fire Gandalf, most likely. Double Golem. Let me also keep track of if my video is already finished checking. Net 5. Legolas. Here's the Legolas with the best animations though, too bad he a 4-star. Oh, we did not have that dude yet, but he also 4-star. So far, 2 net 5s in about 700-ish scrolls. Not the best, but also not the worst. Golems. Some Centaur Nats. Some more stuff that we don't need. This is kind of the point where you almost want times 100 summon. Golems is Special League. Might be. I'm not sure if the golems... Maybe the light golem in Special League could do us something because of its strip, but outside of that, I don't really see any of them having some usage. It's also kind of lame where your golem is no skill up for any of a net 5 family, so you're summoning a whole bunch of golems that are just skill ups for other golems. Well, that's always the case, but not for a net 5 golem. Why do we get a unicorn and not an Aragon on the net 5? Fucking a unicorn, eh? Net 5er? No. Net 5er in this one? Also. Plus 3 LDs? Yep, plus 3 LDs it is. That's the thing, like if you see the net 5 plus the collab animation, you expect to get one of those. Gandalf on wind. Well, that's the OP one, right? I'm not sure if it would really fit my playstyle though to lock this in, but I think in a lot of cases, personally, I would still rather go for Lucia. But for heavy turn 2 players, this thing really nasty. You popped your LD Blessing. What did you get, kind sir? You don't sound too enthusiastic on that message, so I'm not sure if it's any good. Okay, we got 2 new units thus far. Dark Devil Maiden and Dark Justice. Went for Justice. Recommended. I would actually recommend to wait 2 weeks for the balance patch. But yeah, Devil Maiden is on Dark is definitely not that interesting. We also got Triton with a primer. Thank you very much. 95er, but one we don't really need. Dupesiana Blessing. So far, I've been pretty lucky with dodging dupes. I only had 1 dupe so far. Dupe Light Pony. Wow, okay. Okay, that's how you cross off getting new units? Yeah, sir. That's how you cross them off. That is easy. Also, the 2 best one. Yeah, for like the right, or for at least for the Aragon and Legolas, those are the 2 best. Streamer client. No, Steam client. You kind of misspelled it, but you were close. Of course, when the ad hits, hey, that's why you have to drop the primer. It's a must. It is a must. Without, you cannot live. No, just kidding. Just get turbo or something. New recommendations for normal elemental 5 stars getting your 11 threads. Really depends on what you're missing. We got Vanellic with a primer. Thank you very much. Just noticed, but we have the same hairstyle. Looking good, sir. Thank you. Yeah, I went for a haircut 2 days ago. Okay, so I think I only miss Water Gandalf, Fire Gandalf, and I think then 1 more. That is a Chandra. Now, any of the new units, it's really hard to say on the first day of release if any of the new units are actually like make it or break it. Good or not. Also, I would really appreciate it if you just open this new video on the side tab and just let it run. Oh, wait. It's not there yet. Why is it not there yet? It should be there right now. Yes, it was there. I do appreciate it if you just open that video on the side tab. Just put it to freaking 1... can you watch it on like mute and does it still count? I'm not sure. Put it to like the fucking sound of 1% and then just put it on side tab. I highly appreciate y'all. It's not a must, but once again, it is appreciated. Manon, we don't want those. Didn't get a single net 5 in 700. That is a rip. But that also does mean that at some point you're gonna do another 1,000 and you're gonna get like 10 of them. Savannah. I think I am above average rate for net 5s. Nice start, 1 4-star, 70 scrolls. 70 scrolls is not that much, sir. The boss event on the horse looks so good. I've seen it in like the preview. I haven't seen it in game yet, but the horse rider looks like I want to summon that dude. I just want to summon that dude. Fuck off with the golem. Give me that dude. Give me horse rider. Okay. We're crossing off all of them without getting too many dupes in them. We had a good bit of dupes thus far, but we also had a really good bit of new ones. I still have 2 choice scrolls, but I might want to be using one of them on the Fire Djinn. I don't have Fire Djinns just yet. Not that I... Well, if I would use him, it's just for arena defense, which I'm not really sure if he's really a must-in. Scroll event refund thingy too. Yep, we will be doing that one as well. Looks like the bug in the Sky Point event. Sky Point event looks pretty mid in the first place. Like from point events that we normally have with collab events, this one looks pretty mid. Can't even use energy. Well, what do you guys think about this one as well? Ever since they did the tomorrow update, they never do anything of like farm X amount of time for anything. It's just use your Amaria's luck and then after you're done with that, quit the game. And that's also fine for the event. GG, you're done. Like, isn't that kind of lazy-ish? I don't know. So good. Yeah, Obabo, you're exactly the target of that. You're lazy. No, just kidding. But it feels kind of like, give me a reason to play the game, brother. Give me a reason to farm my ass off. And now it's just like, yeah, just log in and log out, man. It's cool. Saved crystals for a time that you can actually farm. Yeah, exactly that. Exactly that. And now you don't know if you are on the point, should you now start using or should you save even longer? Like, that's definitely one of those scenarios. It's like, yeah, when do you, especially if you're heavily on free-to-play, it's always best to save resource until there is a time that it's better to spend resources. Same as like mystical scrolls, never summon a mystical scroll until there is a 10+1. Only thing I do agree with Obaba. Takish, you're the definition of lazy. What the fuck do you mean? I'm just kidding, I'm bullying you guys. But it is kind of true though. Kind of toxic if you're saving crystals to go out all the time. That's kind of true as well. That's kind of true. That's kind of true. But yeah, then there is gonna be that moment at some point where it was good to do. So, how's the collab? Collab is looking good thus far. Quite a bunch of units, pretty good. A lot of units have potential to get the guild or like to get speed leads. Because there is a lead for Arena, there's a lead for Guild, there's a lead for Global, but none of them have the speed lead just yet. But I do expect that within half a year, one of them will have. Do you guys use BlueStacks or something else? I use LD Player and I use Steam Client. Steam Client, in my opinion, is the best if you have a decent PC. The Steam Client is not that efficient on resources usage. If you have a decent PC, it doesn't really matter. Are we crashing? Halfway crashing. Okay, these last 3 scrolls, we'll do them later. We're gonna go into these scrolls, 95. That thing, man, that thing looks so close to freaking light, not gonna lie. Why a Legolas passive makes no sense. I think he's a Steel Fortress unit. Which is kind of weird, give him buff block if you want him actual Steel Fortress. You know what's also weird? On Steam Client, this thing is under game guides. If you're on my phone, this thing is under events to claim codes. Fucking unplayable game. Make sure you use this code. Kinda good stuff do we get? We got 3 scrolls. Yeah! And then you go on iOS and you don't have one. Yep. But he doesn't have buff block. Yeah, but he has to move after a buff blocker to strip and deal more damage. So he's a damage dealer with a backup strip. That is kind of where he's weird, but he could work for SF. Golem scrolls. More golem scrolls. That thing looks so much like a light one, not gonna lie. Got light Legolas. GZ, GZ. Strip absorb. It's a harmful effect. No, he does do more damage on harmful effects. What are you trying to summon? Anything? LD5s? Everything? Mainly LD5 still. Okay, let's go into these. Let me actually grab the notepadder. Just to keep track of what I'm summoning, how I'm summoning. For the LD counts. So we have 95 of 11 years. I'll just calculate the math later on. Okay, that is a 1. No one that we need. Purple off. Yeah, no, purple on. What do you mean? I'm not gonna be waiting for every freaking lightning. Ain't nobody got time for that shit, yo. Okay, that's the second one. I would say the net 4 rates on these 11 year scrolls or whatever year scrolls are pretty solid always. Okay, now we go into real LD territory. Well, then again, I did get Light Gojo from 11 year scrolls. 35 all at trees. Okay, LD5 right away on the out route. Let's go! If there was a Lucifer, I wouldn't be that sad about it, to be honest. If there was a Dark Demon, I would have been kinda... Well, it would have been a dupe. Lights. Nope. Game. Just the Bayek. I'm happy you were not the dark one. Because I don't really want a Sahad. That unit kinda ass. Sorry for all Sahad owners out there. But he ass. Well, probably don't have to tell you guys already know. Say that again in 1 week. 2 weeks. But you might be right, you might be right. Come on, give me one of the light and darks. The water. Surely he's gonna get a buff. Well, that's a lot of things that have been seated on buff position for a long time. Told you raid up is a scam. I got a fair bit of my new units. They say it's 2 weeks for balance patch. Well, we're in a 2-week rotation of doing patches in the first place, so I do expect 2 weeks from now, probably like 12 or 13 days from now where we get the balance patch. Probably the notice in like 10 days or so. But that's just what I expect. Net 5. Not so net 5. Still had this one to feed. 905 dimensional hole energy, you gotta spend them. But you know what is coming pretty soon? Month resets. I always save close to max on dimensional hole energy on the month reset to get in the whole thing pretty quick. Your choice for the free net 5? I don't think there is a choice. You summon something at random on that event. You can have a max of 1150. You're missing some statues. Yes, because the statues cost me resources which I don't want to get. Because then I have to farm a lot more 2As, and I don't farm 2As. And I need those resources to get my re-ups. Do we still have Hall of Heroes? You don't have returning Hall of Heroes stuff, but you have ongoing Hall of Heroes stuff. Maybe around the 12th anniversary event, they would do some more of those. So I did pull 5 new units, which is actually pretty good odds. I'm definitely not against those odds right there. I am still missing just 2. So I'm missing 2 Gandalfs, and I pulled the other 5. Not too bad of odds, not too bad of odds. I like those numbers. Another 36er over there. Which does mean I'm too lazy to do the math. It's 21 added. Plus a 114er, which is 135. LDs. Well, good luck on them LDs. I am still by the LD count due for, I think, 1.5 LD5. But then again, I got the light Gojo. I can't complain. So I will not complain. That was the first. Also write those down. It's the other cyborg. Nice. Chance of an LD5 out of 135. Well, some weird people would claim 50-50, but actually I do not fucking know. I would recommend to ask Grok or ChatGPT one of those things. They are way better with those random questions than I am. But yeah, this is always hit or miss. Any of the 4 stars, well, the new 4 stars would be cool. I think I missed both Centaur Knight still, and I'm still missing a Dark Siri. I got Light Siri before Dark Siri. That is pretty much the only thing that I am missing for the Force. But then again, we don't really give shit about the Force, because even if I get Fiona, the Dark Siri, I don't care that much. It's all about them LD5s. Did you activate Purple Lightning for net 5s? Of course, always. Okay, at least a new unit. But is it a netty 5? No netty 5. We got Gollum Light. I think this is from the Gollum family, probably strongest. But he's still pretty ass. It is a whole family they could give leads to later, because none of them have a lead. let me up the number. Own summons? Yeah, this is my own accounts. Later we will go into summons of other people as well. Come on, drop me some of the good stuff. I believe in you. Lightning rate so far on the Force has not been that much, but as mentioned, I don't really care about any LD4. I'd rather see no LD4s at all, in like 140 scrolls, and just get an LD5 than dupe tableaus. Oop, new unit. Don't give me another Golem. Is this the Dark Golem? I think it's Dark Golem. Okay, we crossed off both Golems. Would you recommend keeping 4 Leos? I think 3 Leos is fine. Where is this song from? It's Final Fantasy. And as number 6 on those. One El Lucas. We don't need no Lucas. We need them LD5s. Okay, I already did 100 of them. I still believe in those last 27. I believe we can do it. Give me the Laura. And if I pull a Laura right now, people are gonna be so fucking mad and pissed. And that will be funny. So give me a fucking Laura. Fucking people are mad and pissed. That's the thing. If you pull something good, people are pissed. That's how it works. If you pull something really bad, people are like, oh, Gretz, congratulations, happy for you. You pull something really good, people are, fuck you, I don't like you anymore. So you want that kind of status. That people don't like you anymore because you got good shit. Hope you get Laura. Thank you, Raxus. I appreciate that. Laura! That's gonna be a weird Laura. It's a really strange Laura right there. Sure, there's still some people that are happy for you, of course. But the majority, well, actually, last time on the Light Gojo, I was surprised how many people were happy for me. So what I just said is not fully true. There were actually more people happy for me when I got the Gojo. But in this case, ain't gonna happen on this one. But as I mentioned, can't complain, I got my Gojo. That's just the fair thing. So let's do the Matharino on this LD count. So we got 7 LDs over there and then this. So this would translate to a 170, and you are the value of 95 divided by 7 is a 13 and a half. Or let's just do 13 just to be nice. 138, yep, and we got another 9 over there, so numbers should be. And then I can say I'm due a lot of LD5s. Actually, I'm definitely very due, actually. By the number statistic on this, I'm super due. Because this would go up by 170, which would mean this, and this goes up by 9, which is this and this. So technically right now, for every, how many scrolls? For every 455 LD scrolls, I got 1 LD5, which is definitely far overrated. Wait, how many LDs should I have been seated on? So 1821 divided by 286. I should be having 6.3 LD5s. I have 4. I am so due. No, I got like Gojo. Legit, I can't complain. But yeah, I should have had 6.3. 6.367132867. Can't complain. I have the Gojo. So I'm on the health. That's also the thing. You don't care about getting a lot of LDs. You want the right LD. That's what you want. So that's the main thing for those things out there. And I will be keeping the LD count on track as well. Also, am I already over the 286 since the Gojo? Is that true? Wait, I think that is true, right? Yeah, I'm already over 286. I'm 5 overdue since the Gojo already. Yay, more scrolls. 13. I was actually expecting to have more. I think you even can get him in the last week. Okay, no net 5s on these. Let's see if these are Golem Scrolls. Golem Scroll 1. Not a Golem Scroll. Golem Scroll 2. Golem Scroll 2. Another Golem Scroll. Another Golem Scroll. More Golem Scrolls. More Golem Scrolls. Another Golem Scroll. More Golem Scrolls. Come on, at least give me the freaking LD Force or something. Goddamn Golem Scrolls. Goddamn Golem Scrolls. More Golem Scrolls. More Golem Scrolls. Don't buy these. Oh, wait, this is actually net 5, but this is the one I already have. Mainly Golem Scrolls. Robbery. That's pretty normal for those kind of scrolls. Okay, LD5 time. 60 more on this one. So we're upping the number of the LD count by 26. Because you can also pull LD5s from the other things, so therefore it does count. So that does also mean that I done 201 LD scrolls on my account today. That's a lot of LD scrolls, not gonna lie. 201 LD scrolls? Well, is what it is. Thanks for watching. If you would like to see more guides, join the Discord and check out the content tab for the guide video archive, which contains all of the guides that you might need. Hope to see you there.